Generally speaking, in your 20s you're starting to look at getting on the property ladder. I need to make sure they understand the implications of what they're buying, the risk to a certain extent, and it's not just how quick can we get into that property, it's protecting their interest now, but also making sure that they won't have difficulty when they come to sell in the future.
When you're making your first step onto the ladder, it means quite a lot to you. And if you've got people on the other side that perhaps it doesn't mean as much to, having that supportive solicitor there to push for you really helps as well. When I was buying, we were buying a leasehold property, so the prospect of the service charge and the ground rent and making sure that all the terms of the leases and the way you live wasn't going to breach those was certainly daunting. Having a solicitor there to read through it and make sure that there was nothing untoward in the contract certainly helped put you at ease, really.
We review the contract pack that the seller's solicitor will give us with. We'll check all the title, we'll submit searches, check all those once they're back. We'll review the mortgage offer, report on that.
There's quite a lot that can go missed, and there's quite a lot in the detail of, for example, a title or in your search, and if that's not picked up, then it could have quite a lasting impact on the actual property you're buying.
A lot of people my age currently exploring buying properties, looking into it, trying to get onto the property ladder, who are also considering cohabitation agreements.
A cohabitation agreement is where an unmarried couple, be they in a romantic relationship or just family members or friends, decide that they want to regulate the arrangements when they're deciding to live together.
Arrangements over the children, arrangements over who pays the bills, who pays the mortgage, who pays the rent, how it's all divided up, and we'll agree now who gets what percentage, because it may not be 50-50, so that we don't have to go to court and fight over it.
Always easier to agree whilst you like each other than try to sort things out when you don't like each other.
So I think most people in their 20s tend to think they will live forever, you're in that invincible age and there's no need for a will, but in reality that's not the case at all. You don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what's around the corner. You might be going skydiving next week, or you might be doing some adventurous activity, and no one actually really thinks about what happens if I do unfortunately pass away or if I lose capacity. So it is a good idea to have it prepared already, so if you do have that circumstances arise, say if you get diagnosed with a tragic illness, then you don't have that extra pressure when you do need to use it, and you don't have another thing to do while going to the hospital and sorting all your affairs out.
And also to consider a lasting power of attorney if you lose capacity and you need somebody to look after your affairs for you. I've done a number of powers of attorney for people in their 20s and also for wills, and it can sometimes be because they're in high-risk occupations. I've done a number of them for people in the military before they're being deployed abroad. If somebody's got children, then you can appoint a guardian who's going to look after their children should they die. And also for some people, dogs can be very important. So whilst the dog is treated as an asset for any other purpose for legal reasons, you can make sure that it's gifted to whoever you'd like to look after it.